All right. Well, let's see what we can create tonight. I am super excited. I just want to start off by saying welcome. Again, my name is Jessica Lynn, and I am the creative mind behind TeamMould. We are a Disney DIY channel. I love doing Disney, love visiting the parks. We love creating crafts and things inspired by it. And it's been a while, so I thought I would do a live. Let's go ahead and show off another idea I have for creating in the parks. So I thought it'd be fun. Oh, how are you? Ash Arts, how are you? All right. Even if you can't stay long, no worries. I know it is a school night, right? So we won't be staying up very late either. But I thought it would be really fun to do a Jack Skellington. And so what I thought I would do is we're gonna do this old school like I've done in the past. So I already went and cut out our Mickey shape. Oh, we're good. Thank you so much for asking. I am so ready for Christmas. I can't even tell you. The kids are super excited. Santa went a little crazy, I think. We sent him the list, and I think he picked out pretty much everything. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun season. I'm looking forward to this. I feel like we're, rounding out this year, and I feel like good things are coming. I feel like good things are coming for next year. So I just need to find my black paper. In an effort to clean up my space, I decided to clean, and I cleaned entirely too well. So that's what happens, right? Serves me right. All right. So I think what we're going to do, what I'm picturing is that this is probably going to be Jack's face. So in our true typical style, we're going to go ahead and we are going to apply the black Mickey ears. And again, the fun part is all I'm doing is I have this template that I found and I cut it out using my brother's ScanNCut. You don't have to use a brother's ScanNCut though. I mean, you could use anything. And then I'm using this as my tool to outline and cut. So super easy. And I need to stop using my little gingers here. But again, this is one of those crafts that if you're just hanging out with the kids, you could do this too. A little bit of help, if you get some of this prepared for them. Or you could just kind of show them this process I'm doing. Okay, and you can see, I think you can see it. Yeah, pretty good. I'm just cutting out those lines that I just created using my little template. So again, this is all just freeform, you know what I mean? This is tons of fun, but these are wonderful to put up if you guys go and visit the parks. We use these a lot of times for decorating our hotel. We went back in October and are obviously ready to go again. We had such a good time. I mean, yeah, the masks were not great, but we dealt with it, and the kids were totally better than I thought they would be. So I would go back again, as long as I felt like I was consistently being safe, and especially now that the parks have longer hours. When we were there back in October, it was right at the beginning of getting busy. So they hadn't extended the hours, which I think was the only bummer we really ran into in October. All right, so hopefully this is working out pretty good for everybody. I'm playing with a new camera setup, so I'm sorry if it's not perfect. We'll try that. Is that any better? think the black on black matte is making it hard to see. We'll try this and see if that's any better. Yeah, might be a little bit. All right, so the next thing we're going to want to do is we are going to want to cut out Jack. Just have to grab my white paper here. And all the paper that I'm using is just cardstock. It's nothing exciting. It's basic scrapbook paper. So nothing truly crazy or expensive. But the thing is this, if you're doing this with your kids, you don't even need to spend that kind of money. You could literally just use construction paper. I know at the beginning of the year it was very hard to find construction paper, but it is in the stores and readily available, so don't be afraid. Go get it. It's out there. So next up, we are going to cut out this circle. And again, I'm just using my Mickey as a template. Okay. And then to find the rest of the lines, I'm just going to line all this up. Boom. Yeah, so we've been busy. We've had lots of new videos. We've been going on a lot of adventures, which has been a ton of fun. So thankful to be able to, you know, be safe, get out of the house a little bit, and hopefully all of you are safe as well. All right. I grabbed a really heavy cardstock. Very, very heavy. Probably too heavy. So let's get that on there. So that is going to be so far where we are. All right. There we go so far. And I just wanted to throw out there, we have a new feature on our channel. We're super excited about it. It is the super chats and the super stickers. So those are brand new. And any of those, obviously, we read those here on the channel, and we appreciate them. They're not required, not expected, but just know that they do exist now on our channel, which is super cool. We do use all the money that we get for our channel back to put back into the channel so that we can create crafts and all of our fun stuff. And I'm so excited. I just got a really fun idea that I cannot wait to share with you guys. It is for a lamp inspired by Tangled. So I'm really excited to do that one. And we had 2 super chats on our last live, and those were from I'm Going to Walt Disney World, and our very first one, which, let me just go back here, I don't want to say the name wrong, and it was so sweet. He was super excited that he was our first super chat ever. I just want to make sure. He's so sweet. Mike Wheeler, absolutely wonderful person. He was so excited. He was our very first super chat. So part of the money that we made from those 2, we did put right toward the new Tangled idea that is coming. So I cannot wait to share that with you guys. I'm actually be filming that this week, so I'll be able to share that with you. So, all right, let's go ahead and we are going to start adding Jack. Now, for Jack, he is going to need a beard. So I think what I'm going to do is before I put this on there, I'm actually going to use the back side, because again, so you can see all the little tracing marks. I don't care if those are on the back. I just don't want those on the front. So I'm going to line that up. Here is that beard. And again, do you have to be like the most amazing artist to do this? No. You know, that's the fun of this. That, you know, I would love to see a family sit down and just do this for fun. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's supposed to be something fun you guys can do together. All right. And obviously, based off the look of this, oh, yep, my pen is dead. Yeah, so don't feel, I have a lot of people that'll say, oh, Jessica, you know, I'm not, you know, that's not the point of this. The reason that I share these things is that, you know, especially now, if your kids are being homeschooled because schools are not open right now, you know, they're missing out on a lot of arts and crafts time. And I'm going to tell you that for me, that was one of my favorite times. It was really what got me, oops, I grabbed the wrong one. That was really what kind of inspired me when I was a kid, was the amount of art that I was able to be exposed to. I had some really great art teachers, and we did a lot of painting, and we did, you know, fake stained glass, and we did pottery and painting and drawing and sculpting and pen and ink and the whole bit. And the kids really need that, you know? So I encourage you to just know that it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, and have fun. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just cut this little beard out. And again, I use some really heavy cardstock. Now, a couple of options you have with these. We typically use these in the parks. So for example, when we went to Disney back in October, we had a Star Wars theme because it was the first time that we were ever going to go to Galaxy's Edge, which, let me put it this way. Pre-quarantine, I had not watched any of the Star Wars movies growing up. I knew who the characters were. And during quarantine, we decided that that was going to be our mission. If we were going to take a trip to Galaxy's Edge, I wanted to make sure I understood as much as possible. And I'll be honest, I'm actually hooked. I love them now. I think they're really fun. And that's how we decorated our windows. So we had the child, we had Princess Leia and Han Solo, all up in our window. It was really fun. And we had a lot of people stop and walk by. If you saw any of my videos from the trip, there was one that I did where I actually walked around our hotel. Well, one of the hotels we stayed at. And during that time, I went looking just to see if I could find anybody else who decorated in their window. And sure enough, there were birthdays, there were Halloween things, all kinds of stuff. So it was nice to see that other people, even under these kind of circumstances, were still trying to, you know, be creative and, you know, bring some of their own magic along with them to their room and decorate. So it was fun. So there's actually one video where I walk around Pop Century, and during that walk, I actually featured a birthday window that somebody did. So that was really fun. All right. And again, today we are going to make Jack Skellington. Oh, Ash, thank you. We're going to make him as Sandy Claus. So right now what I'm doing is just drawing the outline of the beard, so you can see how that looks, right? Because see, eventually what we're going to do is we're actually going to put this on top of that, see how that looks? So it's going to become his beard. So, and look, I'm going to know right where to put it. Why? Because look, there's that circle. So again, it's literally just building up all these little templates. Oh, this looks cute. All right, well, you guys know me. If you've watched my channel before, we've done Mickey Mouse. Oh, I was going to say, a lot of people have also, we've given away a couple of these, and the people we've given them away to, they were like, I'm not taking them to the parks. Suggestion though, if you do take them to the parks, make sure you laminate them so that they don't, you know, especially if your room is facing the sun, your room could get all hot and the windows get sweaty, and then that'll wreck your paper. But I've actually seen a couple of ours that we've done, that I've done, framed. So that's so cool. Like, I think it's so fun that people have valued them enough to do that. So, yeah. And I know I didn't announce that I was going to go live. It's been a little crazy, but all good. It's all good. Basically, if the kids give me an opportunity, I'll go live. It's fun. All right. Put some shadow in there. Because I want to make sure you can see that jawline that he's going to have. And again, I'm just adding some shadows. And just know this is live right now. For those of you watching it live, don't forget to come and say hi. I'd love to talk to you. Also, if you are watching this on replay, be sure to comment down below. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Take a look. I have a ton of these videos out there, and they are one of my favorites to do. I love being able to be creative and crafty and share some ideas that you can do with the kids. And again, go get some construction paper. You know, you could follow along with me, pause this as we go. You know, again, it's all about building up layers. And I'm using Tombow glue, but I mean, you could use a glue stick. So, yeah. All right. So, Jack is starting to come together, so you can kind of see him there. So the next thing we want to do, let's go ahead and get his face on there. Now, this could be the part where you know, could have a little OCD with the kids, right? Just know that they're going to create their own versions. You know, even I sometimes struggle with, you know, I want my kids to be creative, but I want it to look a certain way because I don't have to start over. So, a couple options. Before I even put this on there, because this is where the face is going to go, I could draw it on there. I could make a template for myself. I could just go with it and say it'll be what it'll be. Now his eyes are, okay, so let me just find the center here. So center for him, it's about here, okay? So if you think about that, that's kind of where his little nose is going to go. Now we don't want his eyes to be too big, but they're kind of like, they're almost like ovals, but then they have like a droop on the top. It's almost like his eyelid is sort of part of. So like if I was going to say, what does that look like? So it's kind of like an oval with like a little drop. So almost like a little beam, I suppose. And then it has these little droplets like that down the bottom. So let me just show you what it looks like when I colored in. There. So you can see like that's how his eye looks. See, it's like a little, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Fingers crossed. Worst comes to worst, what's the worst I do? I just start over. No, I'm kidding. I just cut a new circle, right? I mean, not really a big deal. Although it's always more stressful when you're live streaming if people are watching. But we'll see what we get. Oh, I want to template it now. Just because I totally scared myself. Let's see. All right. I'm going to template it. I chickened out. It's kind of funny to see this little thing hanging out here with like a beard. All right. Ah! Wish I had a pencil. I usually have pencils. Oh, I think I might have found a pencil. But are they sharpened? That's the trick. Yeah, no. Whole box of pencils, not sharpened. All right. So we'll just pretend that pencil's sharpened again. All right. So I found a face I like. So I think what I'm going to do. They might say, what am I doing? I'm going to go ahead and just cut this out. Because what I want to show you is that, you know, could I have freehanded that? Yeah. But I think being able to show you that if you say to me, well, I can't freehand that, that's okay. There is another way around it. And again, I mean, you're not going to make thousands of these to whatever. They're just, you're making a fun little craft with your kids. So this could be a lot of fun. Like you could prep it like this for your kids. I mean, honestly, you could probably find something like this and print it off if you wanted. But all right. So there's the eyes we're going to use. And then I'll draw the rest. So let's get this all lined up where I want it. Now I'm going to be adding a Santa hat, so. All right. Oh, and we're committing, so we're committing to the lines, right? All right. So the rest are on me. So his nose is like that. His eye is doing a little bit of a raised eyebrow over here. Okay. Oh no, it went fuzzy. Come back, camera. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just get it to. Sorry about that. Come on, camera. Here we go. Sorry about that. If it ever does that, just tell me, okay? I'm happy to fix. Now we know his mouth is right about here. And then it's going to go straight into his face. Up and around. Woohoo! There he is. And they've got all these fun little pieces. And you can see just by me changing that ink out on my pen, so much nicer. And if you're watching this back on replay, I have questions for you too. So what I want to know is I am currently working on some more of these, and I want to do some more for Christmas. So I would love to hear from you. Oh, come back, camera. Doesn't like when I reach in front of it. All right. We got a new camera. I'm trying this out. I guess my question for those of you that are on the replay, what kind of Christmas window clings would you like to see? I'd love to have you comment those down below. You know, we've got Jack, and I already have one as a Mickey elf. So I would love to hear from you. You know, what Christmas ride? Like, you know, I've been thinking about doing like some Small World characters because I really like Small World, and I did do, if you look in my art by Jessica in our YouTube channel, I did a handmade card where I actually drew the front of the Disneyland Small World. So that is out there. squeaky markers. And then before I'm done with this, I am going to add some highlights and shadows as well. Because I think Jack always needs a couple of those. That's a much darker marker than I thought I had. And we are going to go right up around the back of his head. Otherwise, he'll look flat. There, see? Nothing big. Just a little gray shadow. And these markers, they're called Cali Art. Super inexpensive. Oh, you still are there, Ash. You got super quiet on me. So I'm glad that you were able to stop by and, you know, definitely go and watch the replay when you can. I hope that you are well. Sounds like you're doing okay. And we'll be doing some more of these real soon. So, oh, no worries, Ash. Not at all. Totally unannounced tonight. I had a little free time and thought I would jump on. So, thanks for staying, though. I appreciate it. Dun, dun, dun. Cute. All right, Jack is looking pretty darn good so far. All right. And again, I'm kind of going slow here so you guys can see all of it. I'm trying to make them a little artistic. And, oh, he's going to look good. Super excited. All right, so what is he missing? Well, of course, he's missing his hat. So, well, not his hat, right? He is missing the Santa Claus hat that he temporarily was inspired to borrow and then have Sally make him one of his own. So what I wonder is, do I want to use some paper like that to make a hat? I know that his hat is normally solid, but I kind of feel like a little glitter just might be in place. Yeah, that's the only red one they got. I think that yes, I think Jack is going to wear. Yeah. It's not a traditional red, but I think that's what we're going to go with. I really like it. I think it's super cute. All right. So again, wrong side, so we're going to do it on the back because we don't want to do anything that's going to wreck our project. And where that's going to sit is going to be way up top, so let's just draw that top of his head here, so at least we know where we're working from, right? So the hat will have all this coming down, but we want to pretend that from this line to this line, this is going to be our hat line. We're going to draw just like that. Up and over. And then off this side, we're going to do just a little bit of scrunching. And then we're going to go just like that. It kind of looks like it's got some love handles. It's all good. It'll make more sense once we get a little farther. All right. And again, you can see I'm tracing all this on the back side. I'm doing this all backwards because we're going to glue it so that we don't see any of that. Now, I might have to make some adjustments. We'll see. Ash, thank you for stopping by, though. I really did appreciate it. It was super nice of you to stop by for a little bit. And again, for those of you watching this on replay, we are happy to have you as well. I'm going to try and get a better schedule of when I'm going to go live with these, just so that we can plan ahead if possible. But it almost looks like a... Oh, I don't know if I love it. See, now I did love it, and then I put it on his head. Now he looks like a pirate. I think it's because it's stripy. That's a bummer. No, I think it's going to have to be red. Bummer. Oh well. No big deal. We'll just retrace this on. That's a bummer, but it happens. So maybe what I can do is use the glitter pens that I have and come back and just sort of, yeah, maybe we'll do that. Yeah, just because I don't do this here doesn't mean I can't add red glitter pen. That would be fun. And then I can use, get all this junk out of the way here. Maybe I'll even do Jack in, like, cool. I think what I'm going to do is do just like what I did before, where we found all the edges. I'm just going to take a little black fine marker and just find the edge all the way around. Again, just like old school animation, if you go look at all the stuff that Walt did, they had lots of big, heavy black lines all the way around, so I'm kind of a fan of that. Always have been. And then we'll come back in and put some shadow. Well, I'm bummed that I wasn't able to use that glitter paper, but I think that it looked just a little too pirate, so glad I did not. All right, we're going to get that light marker. Shadow going in there. And again, I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for, again, watching this either live or, watching it on replay. Again, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of Team Mould. There's no cost to subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell, because then anytime I do go live randomly, which with 2 little kids, obviously it happens sometimes, I'd love to make sure that you are notified that we're live, so you can kind of come and hang out with us. All right. Oh, that's going to look so good. All right. So the next thing we need to do is get all that. That's going to go around the hat. Because I scribbled too much on both sides, I'm going to need another sheet of paper. Not a big deal. But what I am going to do, I'm draw where that curve comes, just so I know. And I already did it wrong. I should have done it this way. Otherwise, I'm drawing it on the right side. I don't want that. Just give myself a couple little markers. Okay. Again, looks like a feather, but is there a right or wrong way? Nope. It just, with this many jagged edges, it just means it's a lot for me to cut out. But absolutely, there is no right or wrong way. So if your kids want to use cotton balls, that could be fun. You know, you don't have to use all cardstock. You know, it's what I hope to do, you know, when I'm creating these is I don't want you to feel like it's something you couldn't do. I want you to feel like, oh, hey, if I go and find these couple of things we have in the, you know, the kids' bedrooms that they got for Christmas randomly or something, or birthday or whatever, you know, that you could have fun crafting with them. And like I said earlier, you know, unfortunately, if your children are not in school right now because of everything going on, you know, give them that outlet, because I can tell you a lot of my creative talent really was started when I was in elementary school. You know, I remember a lot of amazing teachers who really fostered my creativity and my art. And obviously, I felt like high school teachers really helped embellish that. But, you know, if your kids don't have those kind of creative outlets, you could be changing like their whole future. Not to say that they're going to go and be artists. I don't mean that. But, you know, one thing that I feel like artists are really good at is being creative and outside the box. So if your daughter or son becomes a doctor or something, you know, it's that out of the box creative resourcefulness, which is what I feel also needs to be fostered, especially during this time. Even if you're not a, you know, crafty person yourself, don't be afraid to try and encourage that, especially because right now this is when, you know, they're, especially elementary school age, you know, their brains really aren't afraid to try things. You know, my kids are very like, let's just do it. Sure, okay, it didn't work, all right, let's try again. You know, where once you start getting to like middle school, you start to doubt, and obviously older and stuff like that. So anyway, so again, other ways to have done this, I could have used my brother's ScanNCut. If you are into card making, you could use a die cut if you have a creative die cut that does something similar, although everything I'm doing is pretty much paper piecing and drawing, so you'd have to have a pretty specific pattern. But, you know, I've seen it all, so. Oh, this is going to be cute. Look at that. Oh, I love it. All right. I'm going to use that same thing, and I think I'm just going to outline this with gray. Oops. This is going to be cute. And again, I'm just going right around the edges because I want to outline it, but instead of outlining it in black, I'm just going to outline it in gray. Because I just don't feel like Jack's Sandy Claus hat would be nearly as pristine and beautiful as what Santa Claus's hat would be. Now, this is going to be cute. All right, we do need to have one more thing cut out. That's going to be that little tassel at the bottom. Actually, mine look like Lorax trees, kind of. You guys know the Lorax. And if you are not a card maker, cutting this out by hand, it does have a term. They call it fussy cutting. And probably because every time I do this, like personally, I always fuss about it. That's why I really like my brother's ScanNCut. But again, I had a lot of people say, well, Jess, I don't have one of those. And I'm like, it's okay. You know, maybe don't make it so crazy zigzag like I did. But, you know, I would love to see you try this with your kids. I think it'd be so much fun. If you do, please tag me on Instagram, because I would love to see, I would love to see your version. So I think that would be really fun. Maybe I'll have to start that challenge. You know, like, okay, I did it. Now it's your turn. But I would love it. Tag us, TeamMould DIY on Instagram. You know, just give us a hashtag or you know, do the little @ and then our username. And I'll totally regram it. That would be really fun. I'd love to see your Jack Skellingtons all dressed up for Christmas. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually starting to put them together. So I'm going to come back in because I want to make sure we get a nice defined chin for Jack. And then I'm actually even going to take my pen and I'm just going to define that line. There. I think that looks even better. I love that. One thing you could do is put some little hash marks in. Let me show you what that looks like a little closer. Let's see if it'll... Anyway, I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, I just put some shadowing in. And then the next step, we're going to put on his hat. Now, I will say one thing. If you are going to frame this, like in a shadow box, which I have done with my, if you saw my Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway card one that I did, I actually framed that in a shadow box. One of the things you could do, if you really wanted to get kind of artsy with this, there are these things that you can buy. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, get them at Joann's. You can even get them at Myers. Let me see if you can see that. It's called a foam riser. So if I was to put his hat on a foam riser, for example, it would actually bring his depth up. So in other words, it would look like it's popping off of his head, like actually off his head. So you could actually do a couple of those. And if you put it into a frame or a shadow box, I suggest try using some of these foam risers a couple of times. So like if I was going to do this, I would foam riser his hat and then I would foam riser his white. In fact, you know what? Let's foam riser his white. That'll be cool. Okay, let's get his hat on. All right there. I'm going to commit to that. We put a little glue on top. Okay, we'll fix that. Maybe that's where we put the fun one on the back, right? Surprise! Let me flip it over. Now again, if you're going to put these in your window, don't make them on the foam risers. You want them as flat as possible because you're going to want to go get them laminated. And you can do that at Kinko's or any of the big shipping. I think even Office Depot, I think they even still do lamination. So make sure you do that because otherwise it could get wrecked at the hotel. So there he is so far, looking pretty snazzy. Right now he's looking a little pirate Jack, I'm going to be honest. Oops, got to trim that down. All right, there we go. And for those of you that have just recently joined us, welcome. We are making Jack for Christmas. We've already got most of our pieces cut out and we are just putting the final touches on now. So one of the things I talked about before was these really fun foam risers. Let me grab a couple out of my cabinet. Ooh, sorry about that. Anybody was sleeping, now you're all awake. Mine came out of roll. That was loud, sorry. And you can see I'm just going to put some foam risers on there. I have a dog, and as soon as I did that, she jumped like, whoa, what is going on? I have a cabinet that has these little glass doors, so you can kind of put some stuff in there, and that's where the risers were. All right. The other thing you could do with these, I mean, it'd be really fun to make, you know, the three kids and have Jack and Sally. Maybe Sally could be like a little reindeer, or you could dress her up cute, or you could even do the reindeer from the movie too. I mean, that'd be really fun. Okay, so again, those are super sticky. So you can see the foam risers. I had to peel them off. Now I have to place them on so that it actually looks like it's on his hat. There we go. And then we're going to use just one more foam riser for the little puff. Oops. There we go. There we go. And then I'm just going to kind of come back in, sketch in some little lines. Nothing permanent. I just like having that little bit of stylized art in there. I think it just adds a little something extra to it to make it look hand-drawn, animated. And again, all I'm using for this one is just a Pilot pen. Not sponsored by them, but I will tell you that they are literally the only pen that I will use. And you guys have probably seen those at the store, but I like the 10 because it draws just a little thicker. So it's really nice for drawing and animation kind of work. And I love to draw in pen. I think it's such a challenge because I know that you can't go back. All right, so it's just about done. And then I'll show you how cool that foam riser. All right, let me show you what it does. See how that kind of, you can see how it just sort of, see how it sticks up from Jack. So I probably could have done that to his beard. That would have been fun too. But again, it really depends on the purpose of what you're doing. You know, like if you're making this with your kids, just make it all flat because otherwise you're going to stress yourself out and that's not worth it. But if you're crafting this that you might put it up on your wall in a frame, I mean, I think that could be really fun to do a lot of, you know, if Nightmare Before Christmas is not only your Halloween deal, but your Christmas deal. I would love to see a whole series of these up in your wall at Christmas. You know, a lot of people put up, you know, Christmas art specific or DIY stuff. Like, I would love to see this. Like, I could picture like a 3 or 4 box series where each character is kind of in their own, you know, all dressed up. I mean, maybe Sally's even dressed like Mrs. Claus or something fun. Like, that would be, you know, and again, if you are like, nope, this is just a fun project I'm gonna do with my kids, even cooler. Like, that's, if I inspired you to do that, then that completely made the whole reason that I do this channel. I love kind of challenging families to go out and craft and try stuff and bring a little bit of Disney magic home. And again, all I'm doing is adding in some style lines because I just feel like Jack is just a little too clean. I feel like he needs to be just a little, I don't want to give him like 5 o'clock shadow or anything, but all right, I think we're calling that Jack. So there he is, guys. What do you think? I hope you like him. I'm actually really pretty proud of him. I think it's pretty darn cool. And I do like the foam riser. Like, I think I might try and do the next one of these that I do with you guys. I think I might try and incorporate more of using the foam riser to get levels. Like, I think that that's, I don't know, I really like the way these look. Now, for those of you who might have ever watched Project Runway back in the day, one of the things I've learned is that you have to know when to stop embellishing, and I think we have hit that point. So there he is, Mr. Jack Skellington, dressed as Santa Claus. I think he's so cute. I love him. I even like his like, I think I'm Santa Claus. It's kind of fun. Well, again, my name is Jessica Lynn. I am the owner, artist, and creative person behind Team Mould. That's Team MOULD. And I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for watching our channel. Thank you for hanging out with me. Again, if you're watching this on replay, I would love to hear from you. Do you think I should do Sally next or should I do something else? I'd love to hear from you. And again, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. It costs nothing. We love having you around. And then give us a like, and we will see you guys again soon. Take care, everybody. Happy holidays.